Welcome to Insightful Key Coaching Moments with Coach Pam. Buckle up, because you're about to embark on a life-changing journey like no other. These aren't just coaching moments, they're breakthrough moments, supercharged with spiritual dietary direction, a powerful process of feeding your mind and emotions with the right spiritual nutrition to completely shift. Coach Pam brings the fire with insightful keys that break down barriers, unlock purpose, fuel your goals, and launch you into your God-ordained destiny. Are you ready? Let's go.
Well, good day, everybody, and welcome to another segment of Key Coaching Moments with your coach, Coach Pam. All right, listen, we have been diving deep into introspection. Introspection, the process of examining our own thoughts, feelings, and mental processes. And so today is no different. We're going to dive deep, talking about beliefs and behaviors. Last segment, we talked about dehydration and how we began to see who and what we want to see instead of who and what is really there. We talked about labeling ourselves. We have got to stop labeling ourselves with negativity and understanding ourselves so that we can identify, get honest, and move forward. Listen, folks, we're talking about beliefs and behaviors. And one of the things that we're going to look at today is cognitive restructuring our cognition, our thinking, restructuring it. And in order to do that, you got to get honest about whether or not what you're thinking, your thought pattern, is it in error? Are my thoughts, though they are my thoughts, could they be faulty? Could they be faulty? When we talk about a belief system, we're talking about a set of values, myths, judgments that we hold to be true. And that we use these beliefs to monitor how we see things, to affect our perception about various topics, whatever it is in life, what we expect in relationships, what we believe about drugs and the impact of drugs on one's life or lack thereof. We believe what we believe because of how we have been raised, what we have saw, what we have experienced, and it impacts our perception. And so relationships, our belief system impacts how we handle relationships, what we expect from relationships. And so here's a question for you where relationships are concerned. You feel like, but I love this person, they love me. Why is this happening the way that it's happening? Why are we having all of these challenges and difficulties? But you say you love me. I say I love you. I got a question for you. Is it love, or are you just thirsty? Because thirst is an eager, famishing, all-consuming craving, folks. It's a discomfort caused by a need. And when we have a need to be loved, but we don't know what love is supposed to be like or look like, we then have expectations and we accept certain behaviors that are really harmful. And so, and it's not just romantic relationships, it can be a work environment relationship. We talked on the last segment, if you haven't heard it, go back and grab it, dealing with toxicity. We dealt with some, looking at some definitions of toxicity. Why? Because it's easy to label yourself as being toxic, but you are not toxic. You may be making some toxic choices, and those choices are made out of our beliefs. And so that's what we're going to jump into just for a few minutes today, and touch on how our beliefs impact our behaviors. We're not toxic, folks. Toxic is defined as something poisonous, something composed of poisonous materials. That's not who you are. poisonous materials that are capable of causing serious debilitation or preventing a healthy ability to manage or interact. Listen, we're not toxic, but we may have some toxins in our belief system that have developed as a result of what we've experienced, the traumas that we've gone through. So how do we manage that? How do we deal with that? Because if we see relationships as being a particular way, or we expect our relationships to be a particular way, and they're not, we live in a state of sadness, a state of disappointment. And in reality, what we're doing is we are expecting unrealistic expectations. We have an expectation on people to be able to fulfill an area in us that they were never intended to fill, meet needs that they were never intended to meet. Because we must address those areas, those unmet spiritual needs, with a relationship with God, to get spiritual nourishment so that we're not malfunctioning because of dehydration, or we're not malfunctioning spiritually because of malnourishment. We need spiritual nourishment. Where do we get that from? We get that from truth. And truth dispels lies. The truth of God, the truth of who God says you are, the truth of God's word and his promises towards you, the truth of God's expectation for you. In other words, he knows the end before the beginning. What is it that God had in store for you in life? He still does. He still does. And so spiritual dehydration can cause hallucinations, can cause mirages, can cause us to see things in a way that they really are not. Let that settle with you for a minute. Cause you to see things in ways that they really are not. I love you might say, I love my job, but it's starting to affect me. I'm starting to feel sick when I'm at the end of the week. I'm starting to not want to go in on Monday, but I love my job. I ask you, is it love, or are you thirsty? Are you thirsting for something to satisfy your deep inner need to feel accepted, to feel wanted, to feel needed, to feel valued? Is that what's going on with you in the job? Is it love, or are you just thirsty? Whew. Listen, folks, when we have cognitive distortions, that means our thinking is distorted. And it's distorted because of the things that we have gone through, and we've developed unhealthy beliefs, right? And so how do we deal with cognitive distortions? What might a cognitive distortion look like for you? Well, it could be overgeneralizing because of your belief system. It could be you saying that all men are X, Y, and Z, or all women are X, Y, and Z, or all people of a certain ethnicity are X, Y, and Z. You're overgeneralizing, putting all people in one category, and then you begin to label. That labeling is key, folks. We must stop labeling not only ourselves, but others. We have to stop labeling. That's the only two cognitive biases or thinking distortions that I'm going to touch on today. There are others that we will look at moving forward. But as we are looking at the purpose and the need to address our cognitive distortions, as we look at that, in order for our cognitive distortions or our thinking distortions to be changed, we must change what impacted that thinking in the first place, and that is our beliefs, because our beliefs influence our biases. It's a bias to think, it's being biased to think that all women are in such and such. All women act a certain way. All women are emotional, for instance. No, that's not true. Men are not emotional. No, that's not true. Those are overgeneralizations, but they're biases that you've developed as a result of your beliefs. Your beliefs influence your biases. And so how do we change our beliefs? Of course, I'm talking to you, but you're not here with me, so I can't really hear you talk about what your biases are. But if you're listening and you want to drop a bias in the chat that you know you want to be set free from, go ahead, drop it in the chat. Overgeneralization. Do you have an overgeneralization? Do you label? Do you label? Do you put labels on people? Oh, they're just dysfunctional, or they're just no good, or they're just always doing. They're just every time this happens, they just always are you emotional reasoning? That's another one. I didn't really want to throw that one in there right then, but listen, I want to give you some cognitive restructuring tools to help you deal with some of your cognitive biases. And so to start with, we're going to start with cognitive restructuring, self-monitoring. Cognitive restructuring, number one, self-monitoring. To change an unproductive thought pattern, folks, we must first get honest. If you can't get honest, you can't get free. Sometimes you don't want to get free from your cognitive distortions because they serve you. They serve you to help you be self-protective. Sometimes your cognitive distortions, you embrace them because you hide behind them. You feel like they keep you safe. But when you get to a point where they begin to impact you in a negative way, now it's time to deal with them. And so you must first get honest. Identify the error. Identify the error you're making. Pay attention to the thoughts that spark negative feelings and negative states of mind, because these are formed out of your set of values, judgments, and myths that you hold to be true. That's your belief system. It affects your perception about various topics, about your relationships, about how they should be. And so you filter, your beliefs are your filters. They determine how you see things in this current season of your life. We determine how things should be or shouldn't be. We determine how we should handle things based on our beliefs. We filter everything we're going through currently through what we have been through in the past. So if it's faulty, if our beliefs are faulty, then we operate out of that faulty set of judgments, myths, and beliefs. What are your pet peeves? What are your cognitive distortions? What are your faulty beliefs? This is going to influence how you operate at work, how you operate in your home, how you operate with friends, how you operate at church. Your faulty beliefs are going to impact how you interact with people. So again, cognitive restructuring, number one, self-monitoring. That's what we're doing with introspection. We're examining our own thoughts, our feelings, our beliefs, our mental processes. We're looking within, but we're not just looking to see, we're looking to deal with, we're looking to address. And so if you found that there's some faulty beliefs that you can identify, if you see a cognitive distortion, if you see yourself as being one who judges or overgeneralizes, put that in your journal. Write about it. Recognize how it's unproductive, how there are unproductive thought patterns. Write about it. Get honest. Pay attention to the thoughts. Pay attention to the thoughts, your thoughts that spark your negative feelings and your negative states of mind. Pay attention to certain places that you may go, certain things that you may do, certain people that you may be around that cause you to be more vulnerable to cognitive distortions, to overgeneralizing. Pay attention to it. Think about, write about where it started. Where do you first remember becoming a person who overgeneralized, who threw all people of color into a certain category, who threw all people of a gender into a certain category? Where did that begin for you? Write about it. Writing is therapeutic. It will help you. Journal. And don't just write on a piece of paper, a loose piece of paper. Get you a journal and write in it and write one page after another. If you don't write again for a month, let that be the next page so that you can follow your progress and hold yourself accountable. Knowing what situations provoke you or trigger you can help you prepare in advance to deal with yourself. This is about dealing with yourself. All right, folks. So I'm going to get ready to get out of here. We're going to deal with another cognitive restructuring strategy our next time on key coaching concepts, key coaching moments where we deal with key coaching concepts. All right. I hope this is blessing you. I hope being that you consider this, you consider me your coach, your Facebook coach, and you keep tuning back in to get these nuggets to help you grow, because the purpose of us being here is to help you move forward, to get from where you are to where you want to be in your growth process as you do your introspection. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and we will be back with you soon. Keep a watch out. Keep a watch out for those pop-ups. Keep a watch out for those announcements, and I'll see you back here, same place, same time. Take care.
Tuning in. Keep a lookout for more key coaching moments with Coach Pam. There are so many more powerful insights coming your way. For more information on coaching trainings and how to unlock the next level of your life, visit www.keyinsightstraining.com. Until next time, stay inspired, stay aligned, and keep unlocking your destiny, one key at a time.